Ducks fly together, lads.
Yep.
We're back.
Hey, doopity doo 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 doo.
Do you want Adam to finish the rest of the song, Daniel? We can let him finish.
If you want.
It was a Final Fantasy thing. It was not from the Mighty Ducks. I warn you now. I don't know more than that. So anyway, though, good old Daniel, good old Alex, we're all here. More Bizarre Adventures. Daniel, this is at your request. This is your episode today. Why don't you tell us about what we're going to be talking about?
All right, awesome. Well, we finally got it onto the show after, months of speculation. We watched The Mighty Ducks.
Hey.
And man, this movie, nostalgia, the 90s cheese in it. We all love it.
Yeah. It's such a typical hockey movie.
I know. But I admit, certain parts do hold up, but there's some jokes where you cannot make that anymore.
God, 10 minutes into this movie, I didn't know if I was going to like it. And then it just picks up right away with Gordon.
It does. Yeah.
At that first, you weren't kidding about it being cheesy though. It's pretty funny though at points. You know what? You can always tell a movie's going to be fun though when you can tell that the actors are having the time of their lives. And the kids in this movie, the scene when they're all skating around and I bet you for a fact that most of that wasn't even scripted. They just said go skate boys and that's how it happened.
Yeah. Something all around. I don't one thing I kind of take from it, watching it again after so long is, it's just a good, Disney movie, but then you realize this spawned a franchise a year later. They made a ton of this movie.
That's true. Quack, quack, Mr. Ducksworth.
Yes. All right. I don't know, going back into it, the setup for it, it's that simple thing, guy gets off his high chair, Gordon Bombay, big-time lawyer. We see that bit of trauma in the past. His missed penalty, his missed shot. And, it kind of bleeds into his adulthood. He becomes a workaholic. What were you guys' first, impressions of the movie?
At the beginning of the movie, I already knew I would hate the coach. I don't remember his name. The other guy.
Oh, Coach
Hawks Coach whatever. Guy said,
Joe Quenneville. I'm kidding.
Okay, no, it pissed me off so much. By the end of the movie, I was so fed up with him.
I know.
And I think I was telling Adam this before we started recording. A lot of the movies that we've watched that are hockey related, so I guess this one and Miracle, they're so Mike Babcock-esque.
Yeah.
And this is Mike Babcock would love these movies because there's certain teams that would just fit his style. Miracle, that was literally, that team was his style. The Hawks in this movie you think about how they played, and I know you didn't really get to see them play a whole lot, but just his mentality, it was so Mike Babcock-esque. And I don't know if it was funny or it was scary.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. When we talk about Mike Babcock, I always forget that, he was the coach of the Mighty Ducks.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I always forget that. He's the one who brought them to the finals.
Good old Mike Babcock.
He was a huge, high-profile guy. Yeah. But yeah, these games, it's that good old-time. I guess we talk not good old-time hockey, but that idea of they want that balance in their lineup, and it's such a huge throwback when you think about it, where you'll have someone like Fulton who's that huge presence on the team, and you don't have that anymore on a lot of teams now.
Shea Fulton Weber. That's what I like to call him. Shea Fulton Weber. Love that guy.
It was fun, and I think they kind of set the stage at the beginning of the movie, and I guess it was 1992 the movie was made, right?
Yeah.
Right, so I guess it kind of fit with the times and the rough and tough type of hockey, or the truculence, if you want to quote Brian Burke. That it really fit that style, and I already knew, I'm like, man, this movie is completely opposite of what the type of hockey that I usually watch, or I enjoy genuinely watching. Like there was parts of the beginning movie, man, they're just whipping these kids around.
Yeah.
And it's like Pee-wee hockey, and no one's saying a thing.
Yo, tying Goldberg up to the post was pretty jokes.
That was
Yeah. I'm not gonna
that was
lie.
funny.
When I was a kid and I first watched this movie, I'm not gonna lie. Like the first few parts, I found it so rough to watch. Like when we first introduced to the kids on the ice, on the pond, and like the limousine goes on the ice, and like he's like, "Yeah, just show me what you guys got." Like I actually found it so difficult to watch them play. I know it's all acting and everything. But I'm like, "Well, this is rough." It gave me that Karate Kid feel in that moment, I think.
Well, when they
Where it's-
reference the wax on, wax off.
Yeah, where it's like you take this person that literally doesn't know anything about this, and you're like, okay, let's try to perfect this guy in 2 hours.
It did
That
feel
the movie felt a lot like that. Like, hey, these kids at the beginning of the movie, it looks like they literally have no idea what they're doing.
Yeah,
Like they're just kind of playing to play, right? Like at the end of the movie, the guys are like, there's plays, they're doing this, they're doing that, and like how long is their season? It's like, I'm sorry, unless they're generational superstars and each and every single one of them are generational superstars, no one improves in that
it's okay.
fast.
Before Connor McDavid and Sidney Crosby, it was Adam Banks.
and Gordon, don't forget about Gordon Bombay. He was almost there.
I know.
Better than Banks.
Almost there.
Banks wanted it more.
He was the Pat LaFontaine. He was like, what would have been?
No. It's not a wait. No, was that? It was like it was never a has been, but it was
Never been.
Coach Riley. I never been. That was
Yeah.
Yo, shout out to Hans, by the way. Morbid. No, I'm Scandinavian. That was tad bit racist there. I'm Scandinavian.
I don't know. It's like these are things like you don't think about when you're like a kid, and then you watch this when we're like doing these type of like focus shows. You're like, man, like how did I like overlook this as a kid?
The
Some of these
Oreo
parts.
line. Also, you know the scene when I think it's their first game or something, and Bombay's just ripping into the kids, and or is it practice? Can't remember. And the one girl character, it was a very small detail.
Oh, Connie, yeah.
Connie at the back is just you can see she's looking at her nails and like doing them, and like, all right,
I would have never
is
noticed.
that what we're doing here? I couldn't.
I didn't even notice that.
She's just in the background, and you can just see she's doing. It's like, really, are we doing this? Is this where we're going?
Yeah.
Yes, that is exactly where we're going.
I guess it's an example of like, I don't know. I guess I don't know what about that one. You know, I think it's just like that's such a trope. I think that movies have outgrown it a lot. Like that whole like, oh, the female plays the sports, and like you just have to focus on that so much.
And now there's a battle between the NWHL and the PWPHA or whatever.
Let's not get into that. I don't.
Adam doesn't want to get into it.
I don't want to. I don't because that is you can't win that fight.
You know what really bothered? Okay, I know like we talked about whole like the Karate Kid-esque type of thing. You know what really bothered me was their mismatched jerseys. Ever since I was a kid, that always bothered me. Like someone has a fly. Yeah.
Man, I was telling Alex before we started. I mean, like, what is the league? Minnesota, the state of hockey. Don't mind me. You can't even check your Pee-wee teams to make sure they have enough jersey. Shout out to the guy. I think he was Connie's boyfriend, and he had the Habs jersey. So beauty, by the way. And in the classroom scene, he stands up for Connie. Habs, I mean, the best time. But yeah,
they stand up for each other.
Like one's got the Blackhawks jersey. Their names are written in marker on the back. Like, what's going on here? And by the way, power move. This is the third time Alex will hear me say this. Second time for you, Daniel. Gordon Bombay. He asked about him earlier, Daniel. Mr. Power Move. First time you meet him, by the way. 30-0 in court cases. We don't talk about the one loss. That doesn't count. She paid off. Gets done for DUI. Gets his driver to drive onto the ice on a pond where there are children playing hockey. Kisses one of their moms. Then dates her. Right. Ends up getting a tryouts with the Minnesota Wild, the North Stars.
The North Stars.
The AHL team.
Yeah.
The AHL team. After wins a championship and all this kind of stuff. Teaches his kids to dive. Makes the playoffs with one win. Like Gordon Bombay is Mr. Power Move. I love him.
I know.
You were talking about
team's identity.
You were talking about before the mismatched jerseys and stuff like that. How about the fact that the goalie was playing with nothing?
Yeah.
Nothing. I understand. You can kind of play with no like if you're a player, you can kind of play with no equipment on, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine being a goalie, getting pucks thrown at you, and just standing there with nothing. Like, what was he wearing on his legs? Nothing.
Phone books.
Yeah, like really.
I love how it's such a rip on what goalies really are when they tie Goldberg up and they just shoot pucks at him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they're literally training him to go against it's always a joke of goalies have to go against human instinct and let things fly towards them and try and catch them. It was really, hey, we teach you the goal. I am up. And we throw pucks at him until he has some sort of resurgence. Have you guys seen the picture of Goldberg's actor today?
Yes,
yeah, it's really sad.
Man, like 2015 to 2018, the cocaine hit him pretty badly.
Yeah.
You gotta watch out for that stuff.
I was really unfortunate to the kind of thing, but like that was like one thing, and I'm like, man, because like he was part of like that whole trope kind of thing where, where like the goalie is the weird person on the team, where it's like.
Yeah.
Yeah, they really ran with that one. But then, like, to actually see, like, this guy, like, he was a decent actor. He had like, a few parts here and there. But I guess, like, after The Mighty Duck, he didn't really have, like, that huge part anymore. It was unfortunate to see.
Yeah. Man.
Sean Weiss, I believe?
Sean Weiss? I'll look it up. I don't exactly know, but I'll check.
Okay, I know I'm skipping really ahead here.
Mm-hmm.
Like, to the end of the movie, but I'm going to do it anyways.
Okay, it's a movie.
The final game where now Banks is on District 5, the Ducks,
mm-hmm.
and the coach tells the guy Coach Riley, was that his name?
Yeah.
Tells the guy to injure Banks, and that I just lost it. Yeah, Sean Weiss.
Sean Weiss.
I absolutely lost it. I'm like, this is total. And then he only got 2 minutes.
Yeah.
He literally threw him into the net.
Yo, Coach.
Shoulder first.
The refs had something in their pockets, and I think it was the money from Coach Riley. Let me tell you.
Yeah. It got me so upset.
When I was a kid, like the most comparable to that was Todd Bertuzzi on Steve Moore. I know that was like a retaliation thing, but yeah, I don't know. That was just kind of something where like, wow. Like that story, but it's kind of something when you think about now. It's like, okay, we kind of know better now.
Did the puck go in? Kid guy,
that's such a hockey mentality. That is the most hockey mentality, like the most hockey player type mentality throughout the entire movie.
Get the job done.
Yeah,
kind of thing. The Zach Hyman of mentalities. I'm kidding.
Exactly. No, that's
all around.
My knees in 3 different pieces. I'm going to take this face off, though, Coach.
I remember Jeff Carter did that. Well, not his knee, but I remember he played with a broken foot in 2010 playoffs.
Patrice Bergeron played with a punctured lung.
I'm pretty sure Parise had a sternum, too.
No. They have to play injured, right? Right?
Let's not get into this.
Damn it.
Let's talk about this extremely fun movie with some fantastic jerseys by it.
If we're talking about like the final game, guys, how about the Flying V?
That was I won't lie. I was waiting for that to come and it didn't disappoint. I was just thinking like, all right.
That was also a little bit cheesy for me.
But it was beautiful. Man,
I guess.
Underrated part. I love Charlie's mom obviously is fantastic. To quote Charlie, a woman with many good qualities and men find attractive. Gordon Bombay, that has not escaped him, by the way. And that and the other dad and how they were like the only fans the Ducks had. And they're just so obsessed no matter what. Like, those are your real fans. I love it.
Yeah, so we kind of love, the parents' support. And, no matter how bad a team is, there's always the dedicated fans.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. And there's 3 dedicated fans in this podcast to their respective teams.
Wait, does your listen to the show?
Here and there, that my sister does. Yeah,
Yeah, that's good. We're slowly growing.
we are
Apparently,
growing.
Alex, what'd you tell me? Our last 2 episodes had 13 views,
Yeah, each.
which is that is a spike right there. That's like selling your turnips on Animal Crossing. You see, it's 187 a turnip, and you think,
Man, I keep hearing about that. I don't know what's going on when people talk to me about the turnips.
it's like stock market.
It literally just sounds like it's a real life game on a
Guys,
it's like Sims. It sounds like just Sims, or what the hell was he playing in the what was Dwight playing in The Office?
who knows?
Not coming to me.
I spent $580,000 on turnips. I made $1 million back. So like that's
Why can't they sell ducks instead of turnips? Mighty Ducks.
there are quack makes you duck. Quack.
But yeah,
You may have paid for the jersey, but you're not a real duck.
I know he didn't earn the jersey, even though he like framed it of a Pee Wee team. That made me laugh.
Man,
Yeah, that was weird, man.
can we talk about
Like
how
the Pee Wee team.
Bolton is like? Sorry, Alex, go ahead.
No, I'm like, it's a Pee Wee team.
I know.
Like, you really gonna frame a jersey?
I mean, hey, it's more of a like. No, like my family doctor has in his office. He's like a big supporter of the local like minor baseball team, so he has like
Yeah.
all the plaques for their stuff. Like I get it.
Oh.
It's not-
Nah, but you met the lawyer. He's not your local doctor.
yeah, but it's a nice jersey though. Nice jersey though.
Yeah, I sponsor this team, but I know nothing about them. That's what the lawyer's like. Where's the person you're talking about? It seems like he's quite invested with this team.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if I asked him
For
a
one-
question, he would give me a legitimate answer.
Yeah. I just one point, I think Alex, we brushed on it like a bit, where it kind of like this kind of like irked me a bit too. When I was a kid, where the state of Minnesota is like the state of hockey, in a way. And like when I was a kid, I was like, this is a hockey movie. Why did they never do it in Canada? I know it's like the whole Disney thing, but that made me laugh.
Yo, hey there, Montreal. What's up? Toronto. You know
Or,
the great hockey places of the world. Don't mind me.
Did you like the Mike Modano cameo? That one was great.
Was that actually him?
Yeah, it was him. When he was still like a young guy, and the North Star still existed.
Yeah, he had been in the league for a couple years at that point, right?
Mhm.
It's nice of him to do it. I mean,
That was funny.
nice.
It was-
of Toronto.
It was Mike Modano and
Some other guy who is.
Stu Bar? No.
I don't remember who it was.
No, it
I'll
was
find
nice. It was pretty nice. I mean, I think Gordon Bombay should have gone a bit more harder in the celebration when the North Stars won when they went to the game, but that's just me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
That's what you're complaining about?
but it's like something that that's kind of like prompted up now that I kind of find like would like the Wild are what they are, but they still
I
use
got
that
it.
like the whole state of hockey thing.
Basil McRae. This guy.
No. Hold on a minute.
Basil McRae.
Hold
Oh.
on.
Basil.
Daniel,
Yeah.
what do you mean by the Minnesota Wild are what they are? Let's go into that for a second.
Oh, we're gonna talk about that. I
What
don't
do you
know.
mean they
Just
are
like
what they
we talk about that identity. Like, who are they?
No
Like, what
one
are they
knows
trying to
what they are. It's
accomplish?
just
'Cause,
like
like-
Montreal. We've had this discussion.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Don't tell me, please don't tell me I'm wrong. We've had
Oh,
this
we're gonna go
discussion
into this.
so many times.
No, I'm not gonna because I'm not gonna derail the show like that. In fact, I
Iceberg.
wanted to ask you that. Sorry, I'm from you, but
Mhm.
I can't tell you the last time I did anything and I laughed out loud as much as when Charlie whiffs on his breakaway and Gordon Bombay's like, nice fan, a few more of those and they might get cold.
That's so cheesy.
The zingers
so
in this movie are like they're great.
But that's like, listen, if you turn on any movie around like the 90s, I feel like they're all so cheesy.
They had to get our
Man,
attention
that-
somehow.
That chirp could hold up today, I think. That's it.
Yeah, but it's a cheesy chirp.
Hand up the W.
hmm
Go for the W. You'll love it. You'll love to see it, eh?
That was another thing that pissed me off. That coach at the very beginning of the movie, he's like, if you don't make this shot, you're not just What was the quote?
You're not just letting your stuff down. Like
you're not letting your team down. You're also letting me down. I'm like, man, how old is this kid? He's playing pee-wee freaking hockey.
Mentions his dead dad.
My God.
The dangers of pee-wee hockey.
Yeah, man. Like, hey, yo, crazy
hockey culture.
Man, I like hockey. Like, you know,
that still probably happens today, and I wouldn't even be surprised.
I was around a bit of like minor, you know, AA bantam hockey when I was younger, and man, like those, it gets really, really bad. I've seen people, I think it was double or triple A. I want to say it was double A, and like people calling other coaches pedophiles. It gets that.
Whoa.
I'm not kidding. It is.
It literally goes from a chirp to the next level. It's like going on Twitter.
But this is just like, these are parents to coaches of players.
Oh, I know.
And it is, it gets like, not to, you know, make this a bit serious, but yeah, it's brutal. Like, you know, and people talk about like look at this movie and think like yes, it's terrible these kids are doing it, but like parents is back. We didn't see a lot of that in this movie. We didn't see the terrible parents.
No, we saw like the concerned parents.
We saw the hot mom.
Oh my gosh.
Where's the line?
But like, that part of it, like, you know, Gordon Bombay kind of just went in. I don't know, like, that's like, it's been a funny thing because, like, you know, this movie has the nostalgia factor behind it. There's so many people that have grown up with it. I'm not gonna lie, you know, this movie is what led me to loving the Mighty Ducks team.
You like the Ducks?
Yeah, you know, we haven't talked about it too much. The Oregon Ducks, yes, the NCAA team.
Oregon Ducks, get out of here.
You ever heard of J.S. Jaguar?
No. Who's that?
The Leafs legend.
I walked right into that one. I'll give you that.
Yeah, you did, man.
But yeah, I don't know. It's like when you look back on all like the clips of this movie, it's the same thing. Like you kind of like power move, like I do, like disrupting these kids' lives in like a way at like every level.
I hate kids. I hate hockey.
There's one that I really like where people are like, oh, the memories. I remember playing bantam hockey, and I would say flying V behind my goalie's net, and like none of the other players would know what the heck I'm talking about.
You think anyone's ever pulled off a flying V in a game?
I don't know.
No.
Like, coach is gonna hate it, but for the love, right?
Yeah. When I was a kid, that was my dream. I'm like, man, I wish I was on a team that would do the flying V.
Yeah, you're gonna pull out, you know, in the shootout or something. Gonna pull out the triple deke.
I would, yes. I would do the shootout without my helmet like Charlie did.
Man, speaking of Charlie, isn't he just the best thing of this movie?
Joshua Jackson.
I love that kid so much.
Before it was Dawson's Creek, it was Charlie's Ducks.
It was Charlie's Ducks. Isn't the movie more?
Yeah. I don't know. Did you guys get like? I think you know what. You know, I want to say we're gonna have the time regardless to watch these movies.
Yeah, they're good.
If you like the characters, like stay with it. They get really good. The jerseys, hint, get better.
I don't know if you can beat these first ones, Daniel.
I don't know.
That's a pretty high bar you're setting there, bud.
I am, but you know, I promise if you stay with it, then it'll be great.
You know how you talk about the cheesy stuff in this movie?
Yeah.
It's really jokes how you see, like, oh my God, Fulton destroyed the pane of glass. How much longer did Dion Phaneuf break 2 in 1 period? Fulton puts a puck through a net. Shea Weber then did that in Vancouver. It's like I love that. Like looking back on this movie, it's like I love how cartoony this stuff is, even when it's actually happening in real life. Like
it's the big championship, and the Ducks won the cup in 2007. So you know,
when Fulton, by the way, stop. I mean, and if you want to know more about the Anaheim Ducks, tune in our episode in a few weeks when we look at the Mighty Ducks. That's the 17th.
Yes,
that
happens to be on my birthday.
Yay! You're gonna be an old bastard.
Quack quack.
Quack 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 quack. Mixer Ducks are quack, and we're back.
Yes.
Gordon Bombay is now on the call, by the way, lads.
Yeah.
No, he's not.
I'm starstruck.
It's just Adam.
I give Chip name on Zoom to Gordon Bombay because he's my hero now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
which version of him? You know, he had several versions throughout this movie, and he was a changed man.
No, everything about him.
Everything about him. The diving.
At your core, except the drinking, I'm not a fan of that. But at your core, I think you're always the same type of person, right? Mm-hmm. So I think the love of the game, the kindness, the wanting to kiss a hot mom is at Gordon Bombay's core. And in that sense, I relate to him. So to me, Gordon Bombay is a real man's man. And that's why I respect him and I want to be him.
So there's a show coming out, right, Daniel?
Oh, yes. They're doing a reboot for this.
And he's supposed to be in it, right?
Well, you're joking me.
No, yeah. It's a main series for the. I don't know how it's going to be. Like, how is it? It's too serious. That's what I'm thinking of. I feel like people have become more cynical with time.
Maybe the refs will actually make calls.
I know. Like, I think I was going to, mention this. I think, Alex, you also like this article from TSN where they looked at the Corsi rating of the Mighty Ducks team. They're actually pretty bad.
I saw that, but I didn't even click on it.
I didn't read too much into it, but it was pretty funny where, they looked at, the flying V. It's, realistically, you have the possession of the puck for a while, but, how effective is that getting the puck into the offensive zone?
Man, this is why I don't like analytics, because they ruin fun.
I know.
Well,
why?
Last time I checked, yeah, no, I get the Pee Wee thing, but last time I checked, they're getting paid millions of dollars to play a game. So if analytics says do this, you're going to do it.
What out of the children?
What?
Oreo line are going to care about their Corsi.
Again, that's what. If you listen to what I said Pee Wee in Pee Wee, that is fine. But when you are getting paid millions of dollars and the analytics says, maybe this doesn't work, and if you actually do it with legitimate NHL players and just not a bunch of Pee Wee players who are just kind of sliding across the ice, it probably works there. It doesn't work in the NHL.
And I am making a joke about why the hell is who has the time of day to be like, you know what I'm going to do today?
Actually, I have lots of time.
The Corsi of a Disney film from the 90s.
When there's no sports, you'd be surprised how much time people have.
I'm just saying, if we want to go down that route, hey, whatever.
There's a global pandemic. I haven't left my house since March 13th, so there's lots of time.
The walks are getting away from
Daniel, I really like your jacket.
Thank you. We're sponsored by Adidas now by this podcast. Not really. I'm kidding. Not really.
Yeah, I'm fine. I'd like a nice jacket from Adidas.
Thank you. I figured I should change things up. I'm going to be in the house for a while. Utilize the wardrobe a bit more. Not just the sleeping hoodies.
Is there anything else from the movie we need to talk about, or can I just keep fanning on about Gordon Bombay?
Yeah. Go.
Overall, for me personally, I think it's a classic. I think for so many reasons we've talked about this on the show. I love the Mighty Ducks. Love the Ducks now. I'm not lie. This was when I first watched the movie as a kid. This was a movie that really got me into hockey.
Mm-hmm.
That it kind of spoke to you with the cheesiness, with the jokes that kind of last, and I'm happy to see that so many people growing up that it's been something that they're these are my favorite hockey movies, or this is what got me into hockey as well, or even if they don't like the Ducks, which ironically they do still play kind of top heavy, and they still have those balance with skilled guys. I remember who was it? Ron McLean who said it 2 years ago, where when the Ducks came to Toronto, where it's you got to be careful with these Ducks. They like to play that fast top heavy game that they're what did he say? They'll drag you through the mud.
Yeah.
If you're not careful, and it's so reminiscent of how the movie team kind of plays, where they still have that skill, but they also they don't want to let go of that size.
Who plays defense?
Fulton.
The Mighty. guy, big shot, not much else. Good character though. Everyone loves him. Who were your guys' favorite Ducks from this movie? I mean,
Charlie.
Growing up, I know like he's been on tough times now, but I liked Goldberg. I think it's just the goalie thing, but I think he kind of spoke to me where like, you know, like he was hesitant about so many things, but he kept going.
Yeah.
I liked Adam Banks, to be honest. I like that skilled forward that has that calm demeanor. You know, he's not gonna be your captain, but unless he's Jonathan Taves, I don't know. But you know, it's just like that kind of guy where, you know, he kind of just went to the Division 5 because he had to. But he made the most out of the situation.
He's like Patrick Kane in that regard then.
I thought it was funny, you know, the scene where it's the dad, it's Adam Banks' dad, it's Coach Riley, it's Gordon Bombay, and the league, I guess, commissioner, whoever it was. And Adam's dad goes, you know, he's either going to play on this team or he's not going to play hockey. And he just looks at his dad. He's like, that's not fun. That's not happening. Like, I'm playing hockey. I'm playing hockey. It's like, yeah, not happening.
I hope, like, yeah, you guys get to watch 2 and 3 because, like, he, you know, he kind of just comes in and he's like a guy that's, you know, remember when like they're not passing the puck to him?
Yeah.
So he's kind of like that outsider guy, but like he becomes such a fixture in the franchise afterwards. Like I'm excited for you guys to like watch the next 2, just see his growth as a character. Yeah.
I'm okay with that then. Yeah, because it did feel like very much at the end, it's like, here's just like taking away like the fun part of it, like looking at movie. There's a guy kind of 1 or 2 scenes of his friends being pricks to him, and then it's like, oh, he gets a concussion, and then that's when the other guy's like, hey, we cool, when you've already went headfirst into a goalpost. If there's one complaint, it's like, yeah, there should have been more with the Adam Banks character. I mean, his name's Adam, so like he's already pretty rad, but
okay.
The best characters in these movies.
Yeah, just remember, keep in mind, remember he's a bit old. He's like a year or 2 older than his teammates on the Ducks. So just remember that as you watch number 3 specifically.
Daniel, are you trying to spoil me right now?
I'm not spoiling. I'm just setting it up.
Wait, so Adam Banks is an overager.
He's like, because he's in the age range, right, for Pee Wee.
Yeah.
But like he is like a year or 2 older than Charlie.
He's the best voice played, you know, to the older ages. So Adam Banks might be overrated, guys.
No, like he's a great skilled guy, but
so
remember
he's overrated.
Remember that he's a few years older.
Yeah. So he's an overager. And you just said overrated.
Yeah.
Did you not?
So I'm saying no. I said I'm just asking you the question.
If he's overrated, probably.
He's like Brett Leeson.
He's probably overrated.
I said it, Tom. I said that.
Yeah, I was gonna think that. Yeah.
I wonder. God, now you're making it sound like they're gonna lose him in the 3rd movie now.
That's exactly what's gonna happen.
And I'm not okay with
that. No. Like,
no,
just
you already spoiled it, Daniel.
I didn't spoil it. No, just something happens that you're gonna have to be like, okay, let's think.
They lose Adam Banks. That's exactly.
No.
That's exactly what happens.
He gets a tryout or he gets drafted, I'm gonna guess.
We'll get a movie.
Yeah.
I'm 1 second away from just searching up the plot of the movie.
Please
don't do it, man.
Don't ruin it for yourself.
Ruin it for myself. I don't mind seeing spoilers of the movie.
Why?
I like watch. No, we gotta like.
It depends on the movie.
It's a slow burn, and then you guys are gonna be like, "Man, that's so great! I wish I knew what happened to the Ducks in 2003." So it sets it up for the next.
Oh, he gets drafted to the Ducks. Okay, what player is he on the Ducks? Let's think about it.
It becomes 2006 Teemu Selanne.
I was about to say he turned into a total prick, and that's what happened to Corey Perry.
I still love Corey Perry.
Was Corey Perry what year was he drafted?
2003.
Oh, so he wasn't there for the Cup run.
No. Yeah, it's crazy. They had the Cup run, and then at the draft they got Getzlaf and Perry.
Wow.
Wait, Wait. And but weren't they taught like kids their first rookie years and they'd be sent down?
Yeah, they were sent down. Brian Burke talks about it all the time.
So what happened to Anaheim?
What do you mean?
They had like Niedermeyer and Pronger. They just get Getzlav and that, and then they're so bad they have to send those two down. What happened?
Daniel, you're the Ducks expert. What happened 2003, 2004?
Okay, so 2004, they were still playing in junior. So we remember they didn't make the team right away because they weren't lottery picks. Getzlav was 19th, and then Perry was 28th.
So what happened? Sorry. So their first year was what year were they both first in the NHL?
That was 2006 because of the lockout.
Right. So 2006, 2007.
2005, 2006 was their first year.
2005, 2006. They started in the NHL.
Yeah.
Because the year before they must have played in the AHL then.
Yeah.
Because the AHL was still open. Or were they still playing in the CHL?
They're still playing in CHL because they played in the World Juniors.
Right.
Because that was like, remember that team where it's like stacked where, because of the lockout, like the first line was like Crosby, Bergeron, and Barry.
Anthony Stewart.
Yes.
Can't forget Anthony Stewart. Okay, so 2005, 2006, Perry and Getzlav start in the NHL.
And that's like the huge transition for them because like 2003 was a huge run, but what happens, I know we're going to talk about this after, but we'll talk about the specific on the run after, but like what happened in 2006 is big. So in 2004, they were really bad. And because Paul Kariya left as captain, that kind of like doomed them. And then 2006, like when the lockout was ending, that was when the Devils kind of couldn't sign everybody anymore. So Scott Meyer played so the Mighty Ducks. That was crazy when I was a kid.
And the Ducks also had Rob, did they not? Wasn't that one of the things?
They had Rob.
They had Rob,
so, like,
right?
Yeah, that's why like Scott wanted to be like, I want to win with my brother.
Yeah.
So he makes the move to go to the Mighty Ducks, but they still have like a bunch of like big contracts that.
All right, I say we cut that there.
Okay.
Because as we know, on the 17th we will be talking about the Mighty Ducks Cinderella run. I'm sure around there, Daniel, you're gonna love to talk about the lead up, the aftermath, fallout of that team.
Okay.
And all that.
Sorry, it got me too excited. Alex's questions got me too excited.
That's a preview. That's a preview.
Okay.
If what I've noticed about this podcast is me and Alex talk a lot, and we interrupt Daniel a lot. So luckily, this Ducks episode coming up, I know for sure, is going to be the Shining Daniel show, and I'm very, very, very.
Guys.
Although Ryerson Daniel, you might be my favorite person to listen talk about hockey.
And Alex and I are like we're leveled.
I don't take offense. I'm not offended. No.
What? No, I'm saying he's better than me too.
I know. I'm just joking. I'm just joking.
I just enjoy the conversations. You guys are great listening to as well.
I know.
So,
I'm Gordon Bombay. Why wouldn't I?
You need that swagger.
Oh man.
I do. I have the type of hair that changes style like 6 times depending on how much I play with it during the episode. During the episode.
You do have the Gordon Bombay hair, where he like shows up. It's all neat and everything, and then he comes with his limo.
It falls apart the worse the team plays, but
But I still like just like one more thing. I just laughed at that where Charlie's mom complains that he literally put like 15 kids into one.
It was. Oh, how do you know that it's going to stand? I just know. You idiot! There are children. Like, man, you just got done for DUI. Your law firm is against you. Like, if one of these kids get hurt, you're going to jail, Gordon. And he doesn't care. And he kissed that woman a few days later.
A few months later.
A few days later. 40 minutes later.
Listen, Gordon Bombay has no thing of time. It's just all one thing to him. It's so like everything he does is planned. It's like, he's like forget about God's plan. It's all about Gordon Bombay's plan.
Wow. Did you just try to reference Drake?
No.
Yeah, I think you did.
No. I didn't even know that was from a Drake song.
Hot take?
No, I think you did.
This is a hot take. I liked Emilio Estevez. I remember him more for this movie than Breakfast Club.
Okay, Emilio Estevez is who?
Yeah, you
Gordon
just
Bombay.
referenced Drake.
Oh, like
I'm still on this.
He's- Chris.
Yeah, wrestler.
He is. Oh my god.
When he was younger.
I've never fully watched The Breakfast Club.
Neither of them.
No?
That's okay.
No.
Great 80s movie. Not my favorite from oh my gosh. How did I ever forget his name already? The writer, but John Hughes. But he also wrote Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
No, that's a good movie.
I think that's my favorite compared to Breakfast Club. Like Breakfast Club, I think like it's remembered a bit more. I guess because like it's a bit more of a serious movie. But yeah, Ferris Bueller, that's my gold standard for John Hughes.
Yeah, it's funny. But Adam just referenced Drake. I'm just putting it out there.
I know, that's pretty
I've heard
crazy.
It's his first pop culture reference.
I swear to God, I will bring up my phone right now and I will show you everything to do with music, and you will see
that's
there's
okay.
nothing about Drake on this iPhone.
I don't need
I've
to.
heard- God's
It's
care
a
about
Drake
Drake.
song.
I don't,
It's a Drake song.
is it?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Mark Rottweiler is just a loser.
Adam is secretly a Raptors fan.
I said if they get Giannis, I'll hop on the wagon. I admitted this. I will.
No? You didn't like the Kawhi one?
I just didn't care enough about basketball still. Well, I didn't know about Kawhi. All I heard was like this guy was from what I understood from the Kawhi deal was he's one of the best players in the league, and people are too attached to DeMar DeRozan. And then I see them go on the Magical run. Like there's going to be a Disney movie made about the shot and all that. We all know there is.
There better be.
And yeah,
Yes.
like Samuel L.
Incredible.
Jackson will probably play. He'll play Coach K. Clay. Yeah, he'll play. Who was the old Raptors coach?
Dwayne Casey.
Dwayne
He'll play
Casey?
Dwayne Casey.
Okay.
Because I want there's this where they get swept after they win the President, or not the Presidents. They're first in like the East or something, and then LeBron owns them. And I just love to imagine there's a scene where Samuel Jackson is just ripping them apart.
Who plays Nick Nurse?
Oh, Tom Cruise. I don't know. No, I'm
I'd
kidding.
say Philip Seymour Hoffman, but he's dead. Because I think Philip Seymour Hoffman would be fantastic. Who would play Nick Nurse? Jonah Hill. Why not? No.
No, you don't like the analytics. I'm kidding. Moneyball.
Jonah. I mean, I could see Jonah Hill playing Nick
You think he's
Nurse.
kind of young? No. Or let's see him with a beard.
Who's like a middle-aged white actor?
Seth Rogen.
Wow.
I would be so okay with
I
that.
would be okay with Seth Rogen,
Who
but
plays Kawhi?
Oh.
Michael Jordan, probably?
Michael B. Jordan.
Because I try to look like this isn't a good.
no, man.
No.
How tall is Michael B. Jordan?
That's fine. You don't have to worry about it.
Or
What do you mean? You need some tall guys. Like
You were about to say tall black guys.
No, I wasn't. I was most definitely not. Marcus Gasol. How tall is Marcus Gasol?
he's 7 feet.
God damn. Who are you gonna find that's 7 feet tall? You can't just throw a random guy there.
He plays himself in the movie. I don't know.
Definitely. He's the type of guy. He's the guy on the team. Him and Serge Ibaka are the two guys on the team where I could see them playing.
Oh, Serge Ibaka, that's good.
They can play themselves.
You know
yeah.
who would play Fred Van Fleet?
Who?
Jesse Blake.
Drake.
Oh, Drake. Of course.
Drake.
Yeah.
Who plays Superfan Nov himself?
Himself.
No one can play. No one can play him.
I'm just trying to think of other guys who could play Kawhi. And because the only good black actor towards his age I can think of is Michael B. Jordan. Like, and not Glover Jr. No, he's not good enough to play. He just doesn't.
Who? Donald Glover? No.
Danny Glover Jr.
Danny Glover
Childish
Jr.
Gambino. He's like your Danny Glover's kid. Be proud of your name.
Donald? Is that not Donald? Is that not his
but
name?
no one calls him Donald Glover. Everyone calls him Danny Glover.
That's how I know him, Donald Glover.
because that's his full name.
Yeah, I've never heard anyone call him
If
that, Danny Glover Jr.
and yeah, because he goes by Childish Gambino now.
No, when I ask someone about that, I'm like Donald Glover, and the only reason that is because he's Community.
Oh, John David Washington. I think he's the son of Denzel Washington, but I think he'd be a good Kawhi Leonard.
Is he tall? It's a requirement. You got to be tall.
I think he's just a good actor. He has the same facial hair as Kawhi.
Does Kawhi have facial hair? I don't think he
A
does.
little bit.
Yeah, he has a beard.
A
Yeah,
little
he has a double beard.
Kawhi Leonard. Let me just look up. I can't even think that he has facial. Oh yeah, he does. He does.
He has to be. They have to be
Look,
tall. Like
to play Kawhi, you don't have
Yeah.
to show that much personality, right? So he can play
No.
himself. He's not.
He
a good
has to be a fun guy.
he has to play basketball. He can't record a movie.
What man, I don't. You know what I'd like to think? I'd like to
What?
think that Fulton didn't actually know how to skate, and they had to teach him.
That would be funny.
Yeah, probably. I'm thinking back that now too. Yeah.
Who plays Fulton? I've seen this guy before. And I don't know where I've seen him. And I
He's
know.
he's the weapons expert, I believe, in Daredevil.
Yeah, he's in Daredevil, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Mighty Ducks Fulton.
That's where
Eldon
I've seen him.
Henson.
He's one of the lawyers, is he not? In the Netflix series?
Getting confused with someone.
He's Foggy Nelson.
Yes, he's the lawyer. He's the partner.
He was in
Oh,
Luke Cage as well as the same
Yeah,
character.
yeah, same character. They're all
Yeah, okay.
interconnected or whatever.
Oh, he was in Hunger Games. I don't know who Pollux is, but he played
Neither.
Pollux.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was in The Death and Return of Superman, a short film. He played Doomsday. He was in Grey's Anatomy.
He's been into a lot of movies.
Wait,
It's
what's
surprising.
He's been in Law and Order too.
Oh,
He was in Dumb and Dumber. He played Turk. I don't know who that is. Never seen that movie.
that's a good movie too.
Saved by the Bell in New Class. He played Dirk. Of course,
Dirk, this guy.
he's on every single Mighty Ducks as Fulton Reed. That's good. Do they bring all the kids back for the thingy?
We gotta watch the second one to find out.
Damn it, Daniel.
Some
I don't
Oh,
I don't like movie spoilers.
Fulton, I appreciate that. He's also in Jaws: The Revenge, a franchise that doesn't need to exist, by the way. Man, the boy Fulton, Eldon Henson. Man, there are some pictures of he still looks when he doesn't have his beard. Yeah, he just looks like he doesn't look very different, except
No.
20.
His hair's like blonde now, I believe.
There are yes, yeah.
He has
there are-
blonde pictures.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
lighter.
All right.
As he's matured as a solid defenseman.
I think it's a solid stay-at-home guy that even when he makes a turnover, he'll get back to do
So
it.
did you?
The Adam Foote days.
Never mind.
Yeah. What, Alex?
No, nothing. I'll ask you after the show.
Well, you guys
Okay.
see the next Assassin's Creed game?
Maybe.
I haven't played it since Revelations.
You never played Assassin's Creed 4?
No, I stopped at Revelations and then
Howard,
I don't know.
play
I
4,
the
and that's
the
it.
formula kind of got boring to me, man. But I mean, like, I know people told me it's different. I have a friend that works at Ubisoft that says the games are great, but like, I don't know. I just never had the.
Oh,
Time
did
to
you
put it.
guys see what happened with The Last of Us 2?
Oh yeah, it leaked.
I'll say this is a big. I know this isn't a video games podcast.
That's
but
okay.
I
We'll
used
talk
to be
about
a lot into this stuff, eh? So I'd say the biggest game anticipated this year was going to be The Last of Us. I think the first one was. I think a lot of people have heard about it. It was this amazing story and all that. Gameplay was like whatever, but a fantastic story, right? And so what happened is Naughty Dogs apparently was getting some crap because they were overworked. It's pretty that a lot. There's a lot of big grinds and like their developers be working late hours, probably not going to get paid for it. It's not a glamorous life working for these game companies. And so Naughty Dogs is getting a bunch of crap for it. They've also delayed The Last of Us 2 indefinitely. They weren't going to do digital releases or something, I think because they're trying to get their maximum dollar with it, that's speculation on my part, which is pretty scummy.
So they weren't going to do digital release.
They weren't, no.
So they were just going to sell it in store,
I think
even though they
part of-
sell it at the same price.
exactly.
So you're paying. Wait, how are you getting max dollar for it then?
Because I think the way they're looking at it is they would prefer to have like when everything is back. I don't know. I'm not Give me
Because that doesn't make sense.
Listen, hey, I'm just telling you what's going on.
All I heard was like the leak about.
Yeah,
like,
I'm
that's it.
getting to it. I'm getting.
Sorry. Jumping ahead too much.
That makes sense.
All of a sudden, the other day, an employee who was having some issues over some pay, coincidentally, leaked a bunch of. Now, leaks of games have come up before, but like, these were, and I'm not going to spoil it, even though I don't know how many people who listen to this show are going to play The Last of Us or The Last of Us 2. But like, I was looking at it, and the plot stuff that this guy leaked are like massive, like a massive character death. And I think they leaked the final boss on what could be another major character death, which is, and like a lot of people have seen the story and they hate where it's gone, even though you've only seen 2 clips. It's just been a complete disaster. Like, I can't think of the last time such a big mess has happened for such an amazing franchise. It's really sad to see. And I mean, if you're the guy who leaked this, because people are taking his side, I think what you got to remember is a lot of people work on video games. Not only is that not you can decide or his, but then he's also just destroying all the hard work of all those other people he worked with. And do you think every single one of those people told him to go leak it? I don't think he did. So no. That was something else that happened this week. If you want to listen to us talk about hockey,
I understand.
Sorry?
Oh no, sorry. Just about the whole like the amount of people that work it takes for a video game. Because like I told you, my friend Mark, he works at Ubisoft Montreal. He works on Rainbow Six.
Oh, okay.
And it's just like the work he's like told me about, or like the things that kind of get into it, and like how like not like super secretive, but what they want to do to like the best experience to kind of keep it for the audience.
Yeah.
Like keep things under wrap.
Yeah. Because, you really don't want leaks and that happening, right? I mean, like, everyone, somehow, like, the time travel aspect of Endgame came out good before it was released. I mean, that would have been a cool twist to find out. I mean, how else are they going to do it? I don't know. But anyway, let's say that you're thinking, like, what are these guys talking about? I want to hear the hockey. Well, we've got plenty of that stuff already up. Since August we've been doing this show.
No, before August. What are you talking?
Why did I say since August?
When I was a part-time member.
Was when Daniel was here and there. Before the world started burning down, and
I know I got called up to the majors.
Our first episode was July 7th.
Oh my god! Wow, we're almost at 1 year.
Wow.
So we got to record on July 7th, right? Like that's confirmed. We have to.
Let's see what date it is.
Yeah. Well, but anyway,
it's a Tuesday. We'll do a Wednesday episode on Tuesday.
So, I guess quickly, just so you know, ladies and gentlemen, this of course was our last April show. Tune in this Sunday on YouTube, Spotify, find your cast and who the show's YouTube channel and all that. We will be doing our own little award show with in regards to this season's NHL as it ended today. The awards we will be looking at are, of course, the Jim Gregory Award, which is the new GM they renamed, of course, GM of the Year. Most Improved Player, Best Defenseman. I'm renaming it the Fulton Reed Award.
That's what I was going to ask you. Okay.
James Norris Trophy, the Hart, the Ted Lindsay, the Selke, the Lady Byng, the Jack Adams, the Vezina, and the Calder. Now, each of us will also be making 3 personal awards. I, for one, of course, spoiler alert, will be including the Gordon Bombay Award.
I'll have the Adam Banks Award.
Yeah. For most overrated overager.
I don't know what I'm going to have. I wrote 2 down.
Hey, are we good?
And as always, we'll not keep the list the record amount.
It's really, really funny. I think like me and Alex were talking about it, and I think I said, yeah, Daniel's going to make like 5 awards, and they're all going to have runner-ups.
Probably.
So Corey Perry gets the lull moment of the year for his walk of shame, and grizzled vet of the year goes to Corey Perry.
No, grizzled vet of the year goes to Ryan Getzlaf.
Yeah, he's keeping the fort. What is it? What's the
held down?
Holding the fort down.
Holding the fort down. The Ducks could be a lot worse without him.
Oh, Lord.
Goaltender in the worst position goes to John Gibson.
Yeah, probably.
That man should have a few Vesnas under his belt. But
Yeah. For what he has gone through the last 2 seasons with that team, he deserves it.
This year, he had a weird year this year. Like, he didn't have his best year. But the last few years have been spectacular. Considering,
He's getting tired.
Yeah, tired of doing, I don't know what the hell he's doing. I started a GM mode with Anaheim, and I traded John Gibson.
Oh, yeah, you told me about it.
I traded John Gibson.
He was too good, right? Like, you weren't losing enough?
I wasn't losing enough. And the one time he got injured, I ended up finishing last. So I'm like, okay, I need a couple more years. I'll draft a goalie in the draft.
I'm so bad in my GM mode, because I'm using my created team, the Von Mighty Roosters.
Yeah, Roosters with the flying cock-a-doodle-doo.
My captain is Mark Giordano. I got him the expansion draft.
Oh,
and then,
you did. I never take Mark Giordano. I don't know why.
I don't know. It's my first time through. It's my first NHL in 7 years. So my top line's Yanni Gourde, Perron, and Duchesne.
Why Matt Duchesne? You're not going to win with him. You can't. He's cursed.
That's exactly what he wants. You want to lose in the first few years, then trade Matt Duchesne.
Yeah. I know it has an abundance of I don't know. I had that mentality. You got to take the centerman. They're the hardest to come by.
That is true. That is true. By the way, I also love how one of the first games that the Mighty Ducks played, it's the guy with the Habs jersey who's taking the face-off, loses the face-off, then gets thrown onto his ass. I was pretty upset about that.
All right.
I know that's
done?
I think
they
so.
didn't know about that championship run with them in 1993. All right. That's all I'll say.
Let's end the episode. If you like this episode, make sure you like it. Leave a comment. Let us know what you think. Go to the YouTube page. Check out the YouTube page. Follow it if you want to see what our faces are during the episode. Sometimes Adam will go crazy. I'll go crazy. Daniel usually stays calm. Make sure you check out the Instagram page. Leave comments in the posts. We might read them when we talk about whatever the hell we're going to be talking about. And subscribe to the podcast and rate it. Thank you. See you guys.
Your
Thank you.
favorite duck.